right. So, good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about a few key reasons I see why people aren't losing weight. So, if you feel like you've been dieting forever, you've been working really hard, putting in a lot of effort, making a lot of sacrifices, but you just haven't seen many results, this is the lesson for you. So, number one, first reason why I see people struggling to lose weight is that they are yo-yo dieting or they're constantly chasing fad diets. So, there are a million fad diets out there. There's things like going on the keto diet, intermittent fasting, following a paleo diet, doing a juice cleanse, doing a Whole30. And there's not really anything inherently wrong with most of these plans. A lot of them will work for some people. The biggest problem that I see is that they're just too restrictive. So if you want to live a normal life, it's very difficult to stick with one of these diets long term. So for example, probably the most popular diet right now is the keto diet. And to really be in ketosis, you basically have to eliminate carbs and you have to really limit your protein consumption. So you're basically eating a lot of fat. It's really difficult to do out at a restaurant. It's really difficult to do when you're traveling. Let's say you're going to Europe, in a country where they're eating a lot of carbs. It's just really hard to sustain that. And what I see happening with people is that they go all in really intense on these diets and then they don't have any skills once the diet's over. So when they do go on that vacation, when they do go out to eat, they don't really know how to eat in a healthy way beyond the diet. They either go back to what they were doing before, which may or may not be ideal for them, or they do the opposite and they dive into like all of the forbidden foods on the diet. So to use the keto diet as another example, if you're not eating any like sweets or baked goods or anything like that, and then you are all of a sudden off the keto diet, in my experience, people are going to eat a lot of those forbidden foods, which is not very helpful. It can fuel this like binging, restricting cycle, which definitely doesn't help you lose weight and can also have a lot of bad consequences for your mental health down the road. So while you can definitely lose weight on a lot of these diets, I just think that it's not sustainable for most people who don't have the time, the wherewithal, the resources to commit to following that diet like forever. It's much better if we can follow some sort of plan that's a little more flexible, helps you make good choices, not perfect choices, but good choices in a lot of situations, and that you can like sustain the principles of the diet long term once the diet's over. So first reason people are struggling to lose weight is they're following too many fad diets, restrictive diets, and they're not building long-term skills. Second point is related to that, and it's that people are always looking for someone to tell them what to do. So a lot of times I meet with a new client or do a coaching call with a client and they ask me if I'm going to write them a meal plan. And this would be like a specific set of meals, a specific set of ingredients, a shopping list, something that's very particular that client's just going to follow and do every day or every week. And first of all, a lot of states actually have laws prohibiting anyone who's not a registered dietitian from issuing meal plans. So if someone's trying to sell you a meal plan, depending on where you live, that's actually not kosher to say. Another issue with this is related to the first one, is it's just too restrictive. So like if I write you a meal plan, that's not teaching you how to eat on your own. You're not experimenting, figuring out which foods make you feel energized, which foods taste good to you, which foods are easy for you to prepare. A lot of times the meal plan is just a reflection of the person writing the meal plan. The foods that I like may not be a good fit for you. And once the meal plan is over, you haven't learned anything about how to eat long term. So I actually never write meal plans for clients, and I rarely tell clients exactly what to eat. In my coaching program, which I'll talk more about at the end, I'm going to talk about like big picture food ideas, like how can we eat more protein? How can we eat more plants like fruits and vegetables? What role do carbs and fats play? But that's about as precise as I get with people, because I really think that to have long-term success losing weight, you have to find the right combination of meals that you can make easily. Like they're affordable, they're easy for you to cook, they taste good to you, and they make you feel good. And someone writing you a meal plan is not going to teach you any of that. So second reason why people struggle to lose weight is they're looking for some like concrete plan that's going to tell them what to do. And once again, that just doesn't give you long-term skills. It's not going to help you be successful over the long term. Third reason that people are struggling to lose weight is that they think that because they're going to the gym and exercising, that's all they need to do and they're going to see results from that. So, I mean, I'm a personal trainer. A big part of what I do in the gym is I help create training programs for people to help them achieve a variety of goals. And I think that regular exercise is something that everybody should do. It has a host of benefits for your physical and mental health. But unfortunately, if fat loss is your primary goal, just exercising alone is not going to be enough unless you are very, very overweight and very sedentary. Because in that case, like anything that you add to your routine is going to pay off. But a lot of the people that I see at the gym that struggle with this have been going to the gym for years. They're very consistent. They work hard. They have a good, well-rounded plan. Like, they're getting stronger, faster, more powerful. Their aches and pains are gone, but they haven't changed anything about their diet. And so just exercising more or being more consistent is not going to help them in that regard. You might have heard the phrase that you can't out-exercise a bad diet, and this is unfortunately true. So if you have been working really hard in the gym, training for a long time, being consistent, maybe doing something like training for a marathon or pushing your physical limits, but you're not seeing weight loss, then something has to change with your diet. So that is what I would recommend, is taking an honest look at how you're eating now, where could you improve. You don't necessarily need to overhaul your entire diet, but something has to change. Exercise alone is not enough for most people to lose weight. So that's the third reason why people are struggling. The last reason is that too many people are focusing on things that really don't matter. And again, this is related to the whole popular diet thing. A lot of these popular diets, even if you don't follow them, there are a lot of ideas out in on the internet and that you encounter in the news that certain food groups and chemicals and food processing techniques are responsible for fat loss or for obesity, or they're keeping you from seeing success. And if you were already eating within your calorie limits, eating a really healthy diet, managing stress, sleeping, exercising, everything else in your lifestyle was really on point, then maybe some of these things are more important. And for some people, maybe you have a disease or something where they're more important. But for the vast majority of people, I think that the things that they're focusing on are not the things that they need to do to lose weight. So regardless of what diet you follow, regardless of how you eat, in order to lose weight, you have to eat fewer calories than your body needs. So this equation can be a little complicated because sometimes your body will burn fewer calories than you think it does due to a variety of reasons. Sometimes that can change as we get older, as we have chronic illness or things like that. But if you're eating too many calories, you won't lose weight. So that's the number one thing, and focusing on what kind of food you're eating and all this other stuff, removing food groups, that's, if you do all those things but you still are eating too many calories, you're not going to lose weight. So this is where people get into trouble with the paleo diet, for example, or even the keto diet, is they feel like they're eating healthy foods, which they are, but they're still eating too much of the healthy food, too many calories. And no matter how healthy or perfect your diet is, if you're eating too many calories, it's not going to happen for you. So that's just one example, but that's the most important example. I think that we're all not the greatest, and I'm raising my hand here too, at taking an honest look at what's really going on with our eating. So sometimes we feel like we're working really hard, we feel like we're not eating that much, or we're being good most of the time. But if we really sat down and did the numbers or took an honest look, we'd see some areas for improvement. But instead of looking at those things, which are hard and can make us feel shame, I totally get that, we want there to be some secret, some little detail that we're missing, some new trick that's going to get us there. But the reality is that stuff doesn't work unless you mind these big principles of fat loss, which don't change regardless of what diet you're eating, regardless of how long you've been dieting, your age, and all these other things. So the last thing, again, is that people are missing for the forest for the trees, really. They're focusing on all these minute details, and they're not doing the really big things, which are hard but simple, that will help you lose weight. So some of you might have seen, I'm talking this week about a brand new coaching opportunity that I'm launching next week. So this is a 6-week online group coaching program. So everything's going to be delivered through a Facebook group. There's going to be some interaction with different people in the group. I'm going to be teaching lessons that are based on the 6 habits I think are most important. So I've been talking here about all kinds of stuff that's not important, that's a distraction. I'm going to tell you the things that I think are most important based on my own experience losing weight and working with hundreds of clients over the years to help them lose weight as well. If you're interested in joining, I've put a link in my in the description of this on Facebook if you're watching it there. It's in my Instagram profile if you're watching it on Instagram. I'd love for you to join. If you have any questions or you're not sure if this is a good fit for you, please send me a message, hop in the comments, and I'm happy to talk about your situation and see what I think would work. But if you want to lose weight, or you just want to eat healthier, you're not really sure how to go about it, or maybe you haven't had a lot of success, this is exactly why I created this program. So I hope that you guys will join, and thank you all for watching. Have a good one.